Hello, my name is Nell, and today I'm going to be giving an update to the female predator situation that we've been covering here on the channel. I know it's outside my usual video schedule, but when something like this comes up, I'm happy to get into it straight away. I won't be mentioning the predator's name, as there is a suppression order in place in this case, and any mention of her name in public publications such as a YouTube video is in breach of that suppression order. So I will just be referring to her as the female predator. Please note also that comments on YouTube videos uh, is also in breach of the suppression order, and comments on any social media posts is also in breach. So please refrain from mentioning her name in the comments of this video. And in this case, it appears that the suppression order is in place to protect the victim. So I do believe that it's important for us to respect that suppression order as much as we would love to name and shame her. But before I get too far into it, hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, mental health, and occasionally current events. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Come back every second Wednesday when I upload new videos. Let me know what you think of my videos in the comments section, and if you know of somebody who would benefit from or enjoy one of my videos or the whole channel, please feel free to share a link with them. Now, the sentencing for the female predator was meant to take place in early February. That was what was indicated back at her trial in December when she was found guilty on 2 counts of rape. It was originally meant to be on the 2nd of February, I believe, and then it was pushed back to the 9th of February. My contact in the family then informed me that it was actually a readiness hearing that was taking place on the 9th of February, which was last Friday, which indicated that the female predator might have been disputing something. Now, at this point, it was decided that the sentencing would take place in about 3 weeks' time on the 1st of March because the judge needed more time to make that decision. The Department of Public Prosecution and the defense both handed in a summary of their evidence. Now, at this hearing, the female predator was still maintaining her innocence, despite being found guilty, despite all of the evidence that was heard at the trial. At the hearing on Friday, it was confirmed that she will be facing prison time. Now, the length of the prison sentence will be determined on the 1st of March by Judge Sarah Hopkins. The female predator's lawyer, Philip Bolton, requested that she be granted a longer parole period so she could seek treatment for her alcohol abuse and mental health issues. During the trial, Mr. Bolton had claimed that the female predator drank because of her very significant psychological problems. During this hearing, assessments from a psychologist were shared. Forensic psychologist Professor Stephen Woods claimed that the female predator met the diagnostic criteria for borderline personality disorder, including symptoms of attention-seeking behaviors, a fragile sense of self, loss of inhibitions, a history of highly dysfunctional relationships, and substance abuse. He believes that the levels of her symptoms would have become very severe on the night of the rapes after drinking heavily, and that there could be an overlap with her symptoms being attributed to alcohol abuse disorder. Interestingly, this doctor managed to diagnose the female predator with this very complex personality disorder after only one consultation and without being able to access most of the rest of her psychological reports. I've been in therapy for a very long time, about, 12 years, and I've seen doctors, and I've had doctors who've refused to diagnose me with something if they haven't seen me for hours and hours and hours for multiple sessions. So for a doctor to diagnose somebody with a complex personality disorder in such high stakes for something that matters a lot, I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I know how I feel about that. I don't like it. The Crown prosecutor, Emma Blizzard, raised the issue that this diagnosis was based entirely on what the female predator told Professor Woods, which turned out to be which turned out to include a very different version of the night of the rape than the one she gave during the trial. He wasn't provided with any of the other evidence. He wasn't provided with any of her other reports. It was entirely based on what she told him. And that turned out to be very different to what she told other people. Professor Woods believed that there were no signs of pedophilic tendencies in the female predator and that other young people would not be at risk of harm from her in the future. Again, one consultation, no access to the majority of her psych reports. However, he also said that staying sober would be critical for her to not offend again. If you have somebody and you say they have alcohol abuse issues, also they won't be a risk to young people as long as they stay sober. I don't think you can have it both ways. This person is likely to have issues with alcohol. They're also not a risk to young people as long as they don't have alcohol issues. You can't have both. He also said that the shame, the humiliation, and the remorse that she had endured from the experience would be a deterrent from reoffending. Shame and humiliation from raping a child and going through a court case where your name is dragged through the mud is a deterrent to not do it again. I mean, shouldn't it be enough to just know that it's wrong? The female predator has been found guilty of 2 counts of rape. That was decided in her trial in December, and each of those 2 counts carry a possible sentence of 12 years in prison. We know that she will definitely be jailed, but we need to wait until March to find out how long her sentence will be. I'll be waiting in the wings in March so that I can jump on it as soon as I have the information. Let us hope that the judge is able to pronounce a very, very full sentence for our female predator. Thank you for listening and learning with me. Come back in March. I will be trying to get onto this as soon as possible. Please stay safe and stay informed. Bless.